Your Q1 strategy session was a great success. You have a whiteboard full of excellent ideas. You had a really good discussion where multiple stakeholders provided their inputs and the call was recorded. Now you need to take all of that information and synthesize it into an exec-ready deliverable. This can take days of effort. What if I told you there was a way this could be done in just minutes using an AI agent? Hi, I'm Arif, an AI adoption lead at Writer, and I've built an AI agent that will take the whiteboard image along with the transcript of the call and generate a wonderful interactive dashboard for you to present to your execs in just a few minutes. Let's take a look at this playbook which helped bring everything together. To start with, I will get information about the call from Gong, which is our call recording transcript. To provide the right call information, the user needs to provide the title of the call and when it took place. We then connect directly with Gong using a Writer connector. You can see here that we have the ability in this connector to get the call transcript. The next important input is the whiteboard photo. I've set this up as a variable, so this can be provided when the playbook is run, and it can be for any future workshop. This is what our whiteboard looks like from the session, and this is the information I'm trying to pull in here, including the color coding, which we'll come to in a minute. So back on our playbook, now we go through the steps where it's going to analyze the information within the whiteboard image. The call transcript information as well is going to be analyzed, and it's going to build a dashboard. But we have one really key step next: branding. I want this to be something I can put in front of the executive, so it needs to be professional, but I also want it to bring in my own brand for North Star grocers. I've done that by defining a skill. Let's take a look at the skill. In this section here, I have a skill which defines exactly the key information about the North Star grocers brand. And by defining it once, I can set it and then run it everywhere. We have information about the actual brand identity, the brand personality, as well as details around the colors and the fonts that should be used whenever generating content for this specific brand. I define this once, and then in my playbook, then all I need to do is reference the skill in my playbook. So now we have the call transcripts, the whiteboard image, the right branding, and we generate our HTML dashboard. Let's take a look at the output. And here is what the output looks like. We've got our branded dashboard here with executive ready summary statistics at the top. As we scroll down as well, we see that we've got the 3 pillars preserved from our whiteboard. The first pillar around market and consumer intelligence, the second one around category and promotion optimization, and pillar 3 all around store operations and experience. Here's a crucial step. We can see that the colors have fed through as well. Now, we did not define in our whiteboard image what the blue, red, and green stood for, but we did describe it in our call transcript, and you can see that Writer Agent has been able to pull through those definitions directly into our dashboard. It's also preserved the color coding, so the items that are high priority are coming through as red, the items that relate to core analytics are correctly labeled as blue, and we've also got the customer focus items in green. But here's my favorite step. Clicking into one of these, I'd also told the playbook to take the relevant quotes from the call transcript and present them as a quote. So here I can see exactly what was said about this specific item. And this is the advantage of having an interactive dashboard. You wouldn't get this with a PowerPoint. As we continue down, we can also see there's a summary at the bottom around why this data really matters for CPG, as well as a summary of some of the expected business outcomes that were discussed during the session. This asset is shareable with just a click. And finally, the benefit of this being a playbook is that it's reusable and shareable with my colleagues. All they would need to provide is the relevant meeting that they are after and a whiteboard image from their session, run the playbook, and they too can get an output just like that. Writer was able to take a task that would have taken days and that nobody enjoys into now a playbook that can be run in just a few minutes. It connects automatically to your data sources using Writer connectors, and also applied consistent branding to the output using Writer skills. If these are the kind of use cases that are interesting to you and you want to know more about how Writer can supercharge your marketing function, subscribe below.